Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul, and we are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. We're going to be working with my I Am deck today. This I Am deck is full of positive affirmations, lovely and wonderful things that we can say, that we can really internalize so we can understand the truth about who we are. We're meeting here in the morning so that we can know these messages prior to the world getting to us, to the world giving us the messages that the world likes to give us, which are designed to control us and to really get us to buy things or think a certain way. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. And you're going to respond out loud, I am the affirmation on the card. And then we're going to work through that affirmation together. So, let's just get started by saying that today I am see here. I am, there we go, acclaimed. I am acclaimed. My contribution is recognized and celebrated. So I am acclaimed. My contribution is recognized and celebrated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down in the chat, and I encourage you to write it in the chat as well. And as we write it in the chat, we make it real. We manifest it into our reality simply by putting it into our reality. Right now, it's a thought inside of our heads, and now it's a thought inside of our heads, and it's also a message on the internet. And so it exists in more than one place. Guys, when I say it and you believe it, then that's one level of belief. But when we say it and we actually write it down, that's another level of belief entirely. More we other people who aren't us can believe things that we write down on the internet, but really only we have the opportunity to believe things that we just hear. So we are doing ourselves a solid when we write it down. I have a journal right next to me here. I use this journal to write things down at nighttime. I'll usually write down what it is that I want to accomplish in the next day. I clean out the various brain spaghetti that's in my head. It's always really funny to see what's inside of there. And the fact is that when I write something down, it makes it so much easier to manifest, to become real. So I have written all that. I have written down that I am acclaimed in the chat and that my contributions are recognized and celebrated. And I'm here to affirm for you that you are acclaimed as well, that your contributions are also recognized. Consider the last time that that you did something really cool and people noticed it. That's a claim. That's a claim. And everybody that I know is good at something. Everybody who that I am in contact with has at some point in their life done something that is cool and that is worthy of being recognized by others, and not just recognized but celebrated. When think about the word acclaim, we usually hear it in the context of like a critically acclaimed movie. Well, that's something that's just it's so good it stands out. And this card is a reminder that the things that we do stand out. The things that we do are well, they're recognized, they're celebrated. So we are here to recognize and celebrate the cool stuff that we do. And one of the really important things that we have to understand is that we have to allow ourselves to recognize our own excellence so that when we are acclaimed by others that we don't just shrug it off. If I had $1 for every time I've heard somebody basically slough off a compliment, slough off a claim because they just didn't think they were worthy of it, man, I would be doing quite well for myself. The fact is that we are in the same way that we're trained to say terrible things about ourselves by society, we are also trained to ignore it when people celebrate us, when people recognize that we did something amazing. And so I am acclaimed today. You are acclaimed as well. Good morning, Lauren. I see that you are there. I see that there's a couple of people on the stream, but thank you for engaging with it, Lauren. You are awesome. But you are acclaimed, Lauren. telling you right now that you are acclaimed. I acclaim your contribution. You consistently show up to this stream and say nice things about me and other people. So thank you for that. So, ultimately being acclaimed is it's about other people recognizing our excellence, but it's also about us recognizing our excellence so that we can accept it. So as we go through life today, this card is an invitation to us to notice when we're contributing and to accept the fact that other people are going to recognize our contribution, and that as they do recognize our contribution, that we have an obligation to ourselves to accept that praise, accept that acclaim, because it's one thing for somebody else to say something nice about us. It's another thing entirely for us to accept it about ourselves. That's why I have everybody write down the stuff in the chat, because as we do, our belief grows. So I am acclaimed today. You are acclaimed. Let's go out and live a life that is worthy of celebration and praise. And let's do that. And let's recognize it in other people too. This is not just our card to this card is not just our permission slip to be acclaimed by others. It's also our permission slip to really celebrate ourselves, to celebrate the places and the people that we contribute to in our lives. So let's have some fun today. I want to say thank you guys so much for I want to say thank you guys so very much for coming out to this wake up call and for having fun with me this morning, and especially those of you who actually write down the stuff, who say it out loud, who do the things, who do the work. Your contributions to society are increasing day by day. So thank you again for coming by. If you need a particular affirmation, I have them listed on my YouTube channel. And so I encourage you to go on over there. The link is in the video description. Until then, continue to live an acclaimed life. You guys are awesome, and aloha from paradise.